Hi there! Welcome to our new vlog series. We had some amazing feedback on our last series on living with purpose, and today marks the beginning of our next series. And the title for our next vlog series is called The Spirit of Money. I believe that everything has an energy and a vibration. In fact, that's the key principle we speak about in Mind Power, that literally everything in the universe is made up of energy and vibration. The walls are energy and vibration. The screen behind me is energy and vibration. The car you are driving in is just a vibration of energy. The bed you are sleeping in, the home you are living in, everything is made up of energy and vibration. Money is a vibration of energy. It is a frequency. It's just a piece of paper. That's all it is. But like everything else, it carries a spirit, it carries a feeling. And when we speak about money, it amazes me the different reactions it brings up in people. Some people's reaction, oh, money, money, that filthy stuff. And some people love talking about money. And I want to speak to you during this series about your relationship with money. How do you feel about it? What is your relationship with money? Do you want to attract it into your life in abundance? Now, if you want to attract money into your life with abundance, you need to have the right frequency. You need to develop a relationship with money so that you have a thing going on. You got a relationship with money that you do want to attract it into your life. So that's what this series focuses on, is the spirit of money. And I'd like to kick off this series by starting with one of my favorite quotes, which is that wealth creation is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. I'll say that again. Wealth creation is 80% psychology, 20% mechanics. So, obviously, let's cover the 20% on mechanics. Obviously, you've got to have the right product or service if you are going to be financially successful. It's not just about having the right psychology. You got to have the right product or service that people want, that people desire. And to help you with the 20%, I'd like to share with you something that I learned from a man called Keith Cunningham. He's a speaker from the United States of America. He's a southerner and he's got quite a long drawl. And I heard him speaking in London. He was very entertaining. He is very successful. He has many different businesses. He's always opening lots of different businesses. And he knows how to make money. And here are his 3 secrets to help you to be financially successful. Number 1 is FOWTW. I'll say that again. FOWTW. Number 2 is GAGI. I'll say that again. Number 2 is GAGI, and number 3 is GET. What do they stand for? Easy peasy, Japanesey, lemon squeezy. FOWTW stands for find out what they want. What does the marketplace want? Because there's always a gap in the marketplace. And if you can find out what it is that is lacking in the marketplace, then the second step is GAGI. Go and get it. Go and get whatever it is that the marketplace desires. And then step number 3 is get. Give it to them. Find out what they want. Go and get it. Give it to them. That's the simple thing. Find out what they want. Go and get it. Give it to them. He used an example and he said that when he met his lady and the first time he was on a date with her, he said to her, "What do you want?" And he took out a napkin sitting at a restaurant and started making a, "What do you want?" And to his surprise, she was very clear about what she wanted. And he wrote down a whole list and he had to call the waiter to get more napkins. He was very funny, very entertaining speaker. And one of the things she asked for is she said that the man who loves her needs to leave her a love note every single night. And he went, "Every night?" And she said, "Every night." He said, like every single night. She says, "Yeah, that's what I want. Every single night." And then he got his wife to stand up. They've been together for like 27 years. And he introduced her and he said, she's been receiving a love note every single night because that's what she wants. And that's why they have such an amazing relationship. Find out what they want, go and get it, give it to them. My partner used to love this little toothbrush cleaning thing I had. It was a special thing that worked as a floss thing. And she used it more than I did. Till eventually, I thought to myself, I'm not even using it. So I took it to her and I went to her and I said to her, find out what they want, go and get it, give it to them. And she was like, ah! She was so excited to get it. So, how can you find out what the marketplace wants? What do they want? Think about this. What do you think the marketplace wants or needs? Then the second step is to go and get it. And the third step is to give it to them. So that's the 20% mechanics. It is important to have the right tools. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to speak to you about the 80% psychology. That's what the rest of the series is about. But the 80% psychology is about checking your belief system. So today, I'm going to ask you to check your beliefs about money. Now, there are a few common scarcity beliefs about money. The first one is that money isn't spiritual. And that's a big one for many of us. And I think the reason why most people don't attract financial success into their lives is that they believe that money is the root of all evil, that money is bad. Well, let's just examine that. In the Bible, Jesus speaks very highly about King Solomon. And who was King Solomon? The richest man on earth. Bill Gates times 10. He was loaded. And Jesus spoke very highly of him. Because even though he was a loaded and successful and rich man, he was also a very good person and he used his money to do good things. And coming back to this point that money is the root of all evil, how can money be evil? It's a piece of paper. What's it going to do? It's going to attack you? It can't. Money isn't the root of all evil. It says the love of money, perhaps to the exclusion of all else. Now, one of the things I would say to you is that if you make money your God, then perhaps that could become the root of all evil. But actually, money itself is actually good. I believe that money is very powerful, and we'll discuss that in the next vlog series about having good belief systems about money. So, money isn't spiritual? I don't think that's true at all. It's a piece of paper. The second one, which is probably the most common belief, is that money can't buy you happiness. Now, where does that come from? Money can't buy you happiness? And I know that as I'm saying this, some of you are standing there going, here, Robin, you don't know where to shop. I know money can buy happiness. I know where to shop. But you know what I think about that statement? As you've probably heard me say before, I 100% agree that that is true. Money can't buy you happiness. But it kind of creates this impression that poverty can. Like money can't buy you happiness, so be broke. No. Because by the way, I know rich people who are miserable. With all their money, they are miserable. But you know what? I know poor people who are miserable without it. So the question is, do you want to be rich? Do you want to be miserable with money or do you want to be miserable without? No, I'm kidding. That's not the question. I always do that little joke. But the point is that I know rich people who are extremely happy. In fact, I know lots of rich people. I know lots of rich people. And many of them are extremely happy. But I know poor people who have very little and they are extremely happy because money and happiness have got nothing to do with each other. So money can't buy you happiness. Yes, it's true. Absolutely. But at least you can arrive at your problems in style. You know, you can be happy with or without money. It's a choice. The third one is that people with money are greedy. Well, some of them are greedy. That is true. Some people with money are extremely greedy. But then again, so are some poor people. Some poor people are extremely greedy as well. And so I don't think it's this image that we have of the greedy millionaire. You know, what's it, Scrooge, trying to keep and get all he can. Actually, I think the opposite is true. I think it's the rich and successful people who are generous with their money and they use their money to make a difference and add value in the world. And we'll speak about that later in the series as well. But people with money who are greedy, that's what I'd like to call a belief system that just doesn't serve you. Some rich people are greedy, but so are some poor people. Some rich people are extremely generous, and so are some poor people. So that's another belief system I really want to ask you to pluck out of your consciousness. You don't want to have this image of the greedy millionaire keeping it all to himself. You want to have the image of an abundant millionaire who has lots to give and shares with the world. You got to work too hard for it. Now that's a big one. Let's examine that. Would you agree with me that some of the hardest working people on this planet are the poorest paid. Absolutely. I know people who are working 2 or 3 jobs just to try and get by. And then you have people like Tom Cruise, who makes 2 or 3 movies a year. And one year he made $60 million making 3 movies. He was working so hard. So actually it's not true. It's about working smart, not hard. And when you become good at your product, then you're able to charge a premium because people want what it is that you've got to offer. So that is why that 20% is important, and make it the best you possibly can. Do you know, I mean, if you think about Louis Vuitton, I mean, it's just a bag. Really, it's leather, it's a bag, it's stitched well. But why is it that it'll cost 20 times more than another product? Because basically it's a brand. And so you got to work too hard for it? No, that's not true. You must work smart, not hard. And then one of my favorite ones is money doesn't grow on trees. Well, let's check this. What's money made out of? Paper. Where does paper come from? Trees. They lied. Money doesn't grow on trees. It does. It's a piece of paper. And money literally comes from trees. And when people say there's not enough money, I say, look at all the trees. Look at how much money there is in the world. Now, I'm making a joke. But what you want to do is you want to create an abundance consciousness and start seeing the abundance that is around you rather than focusing on lack. So, our exercise for the week as we come to the end of this vlog is I'm going to ask you to think about what are your scarcity beliefs that you have about money. Do you believe you'll never have enough money? Please, please, please don't just listen to this vlog. Take 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Take a piece of pen, take a pen and a piece of paper and just write down what are your common beliefs, scarcity beliefs around money. You never have enough money, money doesn't grow on trees. What did your parents used to say about money? Because those are the things that are influencing your consciousness. I'm going to ask you to identify at least 3 negative beliefs you have about money. And then next week, we're going to speak about how do we start shifting those belief systems. So thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to being with you again next week. Go well, and don't forget to be awesome.